What's up? What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of Jamming with J Money, man. It's Wednesday. We ready to get to some money, man. Some Thanksgiving money, man. I need some money. I'm trying to fill up. I'm trying to stuff my pockets like a stuffed turkey. Junior, what's up, man? You ready to get some money with me?
Hell yeah, bro. You know what it is. Another day. Yesterday was a short card. I didn't have any official plays. I don't think you did either. So let's get to it, my guy, whenever you're ready.
Yeah, and I can't say, man, I did hop on that Mavs game under. I didn't even have a chance to tweet it out, especially because the line had moved. My local was still hanging at 227. I saw it getting steamed down to 225 and a half. I had to hop on that under, man. So, but it's not an official play. It is something that I needed to cash though, but I ended up cashing that one. That's the only real play I had yesterday. I gave you guys the college plays, so that was it, man. That was it. But we can go. I just want to talk about that game a little bit. I know the Clippers when it smacked them, it really should have been a 20-point win. But
Yo, can I say
yeah,
something before you do? Because you were at the game, so I want to get your opinion more so than obviously what I have to say. But I feel like people are going to exaggerate that Luka had a bad game. He ain't going to play a good game for 82 games, obviously. And when you could listen, this is why on this show, even when we don't have action, we'll still try to break down games and help, people try to find angles. And one of the angles we discussed yesterday was that, they could throw a lot of different guys at Luka that'll rattle him, that'll piss him off, that'll annoy him, that are more athletic than him, or that are just as big as him, bro. So we kind of saw this coming. You know what I'm saying? He's not going to play good every game, and you were there to see it for yourself. So I'm sure you got way more insight that you could share with everybody listening to the show right now.
Yeah, I mean they beat them up. That's what we said, and that's the thing that scared me away from the Mavericks. There, they were beating them up all game. Obviously, Patrick Beverly in his face all night. He had Paul George on him a couple of plays. I mean, and it's crazy because he went 0 for 7, 0 for 8 from 3 point, and he still ended up with 22 points. So I mean, you still have to give credit to him, even on I mean, you say an off night and still you get 22. I'm not sure as many people that can do that, but that was pretty crazy. I mean, obviously, it was just stretches there where the Clippers defense the Mavericks just couldn't hit a shot. I mean, like I said, that 19-point second quarter is what really killed them, and obviously that fourth quarter really slowed down as well. That was a pretty crazy game. Like I say, the under did hit pretty easily. It was a 62-point third quarter. I was like, oh shit, I hope they don't ramp up the pace in this second half, but we got a 43-point fourth quarter, so got the cash with that one. Like I say, Clippers end up winning by 15. It really would have been a 20-point win, but you know what I'm saying, late a little push by the Mavs. That was pretty crazy. And then the Nuggets that Wizards and Nuggets game, the Wizards covered in that first quarter. It looked like they was going to cover the first half as well, but Denver Nuggets just took off on them in the second quarter, outscored them 39-24. So I mean, they did what they were supposed to do, clamp down on defense there. That under came in as well. It almost got screwed off there in that fourth quarter with 66-point score. Ended up going under by 6.5 points. So if you had both of those unders yesterday, man, those damn good plays. I know some people had a lot of people had the Nuggets yesterday, so that one ended up cashing for the public. Seemed like contrarian play was the Wizards there in the full game. I stayed away from it, but that one was pretty close, whichever side you like. So what's up, Jordan? You got anything to touch on yesterday's games?
Yo, sorry about that, guys. Got some crazy storms here, but no, yeah. I mean, you talked about it, man. That Clippers Dallas game was a great underplay. I didn't jump on the full game. A little jealous I didn't, and then I lost my Mavs first half play yesterday, but cashed that first half under easily. That was my biggest play of the day. But yeah, that Washington Denver game, I think I was more impressed by a couple things before we move on to that one. Sorry, the Clippers. That starting lineup, now they moved Mo Harkless into the starting lineup, is actually devastating defensively, and they change defense for offense when they go to the bench. So you basically the entire first quarter, they can hit you with guys who are starting caliber players the entire time, and it's just so hard to beat defensively. And we saw that in the second quarter. Dallas just, they hung in there. They played pretty tough that first quarter, then they absolutely got waxed in the second quarter, and that's going to happen, I think, a lot of these Clippers games. So just keep that in mind when you're live betting these guys, especially now that they're fully healthy and they're trying to figure out who their best five guys is and what their rotation is going to be with PG back. But yeah, that Washington game, I'm lucky. I'm glad I didn't jump on the +10 yesterday. But should have jumped on the under because that's what I was leaning towards also. And the Denver defense did end up coming to play, so that was nice to see. I've been a little worried about this Denver team. I think that was a little bit reassuring last night, even against a bad team.
Exactly. Yeah, the Clippers. the thing with the Clippers is, I mean, they're just so deep, man. I mean, you really can't, you know what I'm saying? The people that's coming off the bench are still super, like you say, are still could be starters on another team. When you got Lou Williams and Harrell coming off the bench, I mean, that's not even fair, bro. It's not even fair, man. The Clippers are just so deep, defensively stout. Now they're looking like the team defensively like we thought early in the year. I mean, they come in to play defense every year, every game now, and it's even traveling on the road. So we'll see what happens tonight. It's a little tough back to back, but we'll talk say a little bit about that game. I don't have a play on it, but yeah, the Clippers are looking like a championship caliber team, like they're supposed to, man. I want to go ahead and get into this first game, man. We got a bunch of games today. I'll try to get into as many of them as we can. I want to go ahead and get into this first one, man. Jordan, man, I know you stay by the sports book. I don't really live by one. Man, I saw this line at 225.5 last night on the under, bro. What in the hell? And I'm hearing that it was up on Bovada and everything. I haven't been betting on Bovada. I wish I did, man. Shit, I should have hopped on that under. I mean, on the cool, I still like the under in this game, even though it's dropped so much. I didn't even see it being that much, but damn, it opened at 225. I was like, what the hell? It ain't no way in hell that this game is going over that 225.5. So it looks like it's down to what, 214.5 right now, 213.5 at some spots. I'm still leaning to the under here. I like the Celtics in this spot, man. I know the Nets have looked well without Kyrie over there. You look at the home team in this series, are 5-0 straight up, and ATS in the past 5. I just think that this Nets team, man, the way that they've been playing. I mean, you look at the Nets in the Cavs game. I mean, they damn near really almost. I think they deserve to lose that game. Then with a little game-winning shot, the Cavs outplayed them in that spot, man. The Nets barely beat the Cavs, and what you think they're gonna come and do over here versus Celtics, man? Third game in 4 nights on the road. The Celtics get Kemba Walker back. I mean, I know it was a close game last game, and they were missing them, but this is a get right spot for the Celtics, man, at the house. I think they're gonna bust the Nets' ass, man. I know it's moving up. If you could, I mean, the 6.5 was real nice. It's moving up to 8 now, man. It's getting up there, but I like the Celtics in this spot. I did get them at the 6.5, but hey, the Celtics gonna come to play today, man. If you could maybe to the 7.5 to 8, I still think it's gonna be a double-digit win by them. I don't see the Nets being as competitive as they have been. Like I say, the Nets are a home team. You got anything to say about this game, Junior? I know you're real in fine tune with the Nets.
I wouldn't lay 8 points with the Celtics right now, just because the Nets are such a weird team. They're looking really good, but they've played a lot of basketball games in the last couple of days, right? Like you just said, they've only had 2 games so far this week, but they played on Friday, they played on Sunday, they played on Monday, they're playing today. They got a game on Friday. They played a lot of games. This Boston spot, I'm actually kind of interested in Boston minus 4.5 in the first half in this spot. I just don't think. I mean, I just don't want to get too analytical. I just don't like this spot for Brooklyn specifically. I don't like this matchup for Brooklyn specifically. I just think that the Celtics right now, with Kemba Walker coming back, I think that's just going to energize them. Again, we've said this a lot of times. I don't even think Kemba Walker coming back is going to make the difference, as in he has to score a lot of points. I just think that this team, the way they're built, it's next man up mentality. And getting Kemba Walker back is going to be like a boost in terms of just like the chemistry on the team. You know what I'm saying? Like they're going to be hyped that they got their best lineup back. Obviously, they're still missing Hayward, but I just think that Kemba Walker is going to inject a lot of energy, not only to his teammates, but into the crowd in the first half of this game. And it's not an official play, but I'm definitely interested in the Celtics minus 4.5 in the first half here.
Yeah, I can dig it. And hey, don't never be sorry for getting too analytical. You or Jordan, man, any one of us. People like to hear stats, you know what I'm saying, different angles like that. And like I say, I think that the Celtics gonna smash in this spot, man. The Nets, they struggled their last 2 road games against the Knicks and the Cavs. What do you think they finna come in here and do versus the Celtics? Yeah, that was a close game versus the Kings without Kemba Walker, but that was the first game after a long road trip. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see what you got on this game, Jordan.
I don't really have any picks. It's probably a stay away spot for me. I agree that if you got that early line, that under is fantastic, because with Dinwiddie in, we've talked about before a couple days ago that they played a really slow pace compared to when when Kyrie's on the floors. So that's the biggest thing for them. Their defense is actually pretty impressive in these divisional games too. So that's another thing I think to worry about here if you're laying the points in the full game with Boston, because 8 is a lot. Especially Brooklyn is an undervalued team right now, even without Kyrie. They're still pretty good, missing 2 of their best players, honestly, in Karis LeVert.
And yeah, this is the first game of a home and home.
I'm going to look
well.
a little deeper. I might have to. This what?
No, you had cut out there. That's why you had your internet connection had cut out, but it's all good. No, I was just saying that, the Nets have been playing well. This is the first game of a home and home. The next game, they're going to have Boston at the house. So, I mean, like I said, I know the Nets been playing well without Kyrie, and in theory, they look like the better team without him. They've won 4 straight games. You look at the teams that they've been playing, they're not elite teams whatsoever. They beat Sacramento up pretty good. That was without Bogdanovich. Okay, they beat the Hornets at the house. No big deal to me whatsoever. And then, like I say, the 2 games on the road, you pretty much had they went down to the wire. You were beating the Knicks pretty handily, and then the Knicks came all the way back and did cover their spread on the last little game shot. But the way that they played in Cleveland did not that wasn't inspiring to me whatsoever. I say, you know what? I think the Nets are going to run out of gas here at some point, and I'm not scared of this 8 points whatsoever. I'll still give it out at the 8. I like the Celtics here to get a double-digit win. Kemba Walker coming back tonight. I think that crowd is going to be energetic tonight. The Nets don't have enough scores to beat up on. I think to even stay competitive in this particular spot versus Celtics. Maybe the next game at the house, maybe then, but here on the road, I don't think so. Like I say, they shook the little rust off on the first game back from that 5-game East Coast road trip versus eked out a win versus the Kings. Buddy Hield went for 41 points in that spot. I don't see Dinwiddie going for 30-some points, and that's what's going to take for them to even stay close in this spot. They don't have enough scores to keep up with this Celtics team. The defense will be stout all night. I like the Nets team total under this one as well. I'm seeing like a 110 to 90 type of game, man. I don't think the Nets touch 100 points in this spot, man. Give me the Celtics in this spot. I did like the under. I don't know what the hell the books are tripping on with that 225.5. My boys are smoking, and they got bet all the way down, like I say, to 213.5. I just don't see the Nets being cohesive here offensively. I think that the Celtics gonna stifle them with defense all night. Kemba Walker coming back, it's gonna be huge, man. This could be a trifecta spot here. I'm like Junior. I like them to come out hot in the first half, and they're not letting up on this team in the second half. This team is 6-0 at the house, man. You saw the relentlessness against the Kings. They got down in the second half. No, we're not losing at the house, bro. We don't lose at the house. We nice like that. Let's get into this next game. I want to talk about this Orlando Magic and Cleveland spot, man, where we got the line move from 1.5 to from Cleveland to Orlando's the favorite now to -1.5. I think that's indicating that Gordon might come back here. I know he's questionable in this spot. You got the Orlando Magic that's favored on the road, and they're 0-7 on the road. They have been playing better as of late. It's like I say, if they get Gordon back here, man, it's definitely gonna have to be a spot that you have to look towards the Magic. I know the Cavs have been playing well late. I hadn't bet this one yet. The Cavs have been scrappy. We still don't know if Kevin Love's gonna come back in this spot. I think that hurts their defense when Love comes back. He helps the offense, but the defense is much worse when he's out there on the floor. You look at the series, the past 6 games in this series have went under. The Magic did already beat the Cavs earlier in the season when the Magic were playing terrible. That was the one team that they could beat. It was at the house, and they beat them by 9 points, and that game flew under the total, only 179 points. Any looks on this game, Jordan?
No, this is a stay away spot for me. I don't know. I don't think Aaron Gordon's going to play. I think he was ruled out last night, but he also, I mean, you never know. That could change. This is the NBA. But even if he does play, the Cavs have been real scrappy at home, so it's hard for me to fade them with the Magic potentially down 2 of their best players. I know they've been playing pretty well. If they feed John Isaac tonight, I don't think they're going to have much of a problem. But they just spread the ball out so much and want to get Fultz and Fournier a lot of looks here from the guard spots as well. They should, because the Cleveland's not very good defensively in the backcourt. So probably a stay away spot for me. It's really a 50-50 game. I understand loving Orlando if you got them early when they were either like a pick 'em or an underdog even. But now I think it's probably a stay away spot for me.
What you thinking, Junior?
Yeah, there's no way that I'm touching. I'm not getting involved in this game. This game is garbage. Aaron Gordon's ruled out, by the way, as far as I've heard or read right before we came on the show. Just don't know what these teams are right now. If anything, I would lean Orlando because I just think that the Cavaliers right now, that whole thing, like we mentioned, I think on the last show whenever we would last discuss the Cavaliers, the whole thing of that, they're playing defense now. It's pretty overrated. The last game against the Nets, the game was pretty low scoring, but that's just because the Nets are playing at a much slower pace than they were, you know what I'm saying, before Kyrie got hurt. In the Blazers game, they didn't really play defense, I guess. I mean, the Blazers only scored 110, but, the Mavericks put 143 on them. Miami put 124 on them. The Knicks put 120-something on them. Like, Cavaliers are really not doing well. And I just feel like the most important, I think, point that I can make about this spot why I can't really take the Cavaliers personally is just because I think that Orlando could really just put the clamps on the Cavaliers offense that already struggles even on a good night. So for me, it would be Orlando or nothing in this spot, even knowing that Orlando still hasn't won a road game. I mean, they're not going to go winless on the road, right? And if they're going to win any road game, I think this could be one of those spots where, if they're going to do it, this is where they would do it.
Exactly. And yeah, like I say, hey, apparently the money's coming in on the Magic, man. You see that line flip, Gordon or no Gordon. We'll see here. They did, in theory, it is a revenge game for the Cavs, but it's not always a spot that I look at. I don't bet every single revenge game. Like I say, I'm leaning towards the Magic here in this spot. I hadn't took it yet, but if I make a play on this game, it definitely will be the Magic. I'm not taking the Cavs. I know they're at the house. They lost on a little heartbreaker the last game, but I just think that the Magic, they come to play, they're stifling defense. They could be able to get it done, man. The Cavs are really, they're like a similar type of team, but we'll see. It's not a huge game for me, anything. Let's get into this Pacers and Jazz spot, man. Let's see we need to see if Gobert is in here, man. If Gobert is out, man, damn, they're gonna be in a tough spot. I mean, I know they played well versus the Bucks, but they just know how to play the Bucks well. The Jazz, their offense is like night and day on the road, man. I mean, at the house, their offense still just isn't, great. But on the road, they're like last in the league in most categories, man. Their offense is terrible on the road. And you going up against the Pacers squad who's getting hot. They got Brogdon back. They've won 3 straight games. They're on a little 4-game homestand. It's the 3rd game. What you liking in this game, Jordan? I know you right there in Indiana.
Yeah, I took laid a 1.5 with the Pacers for a little bit this morning. I'm thinking about putting a little more on it at 2, to be honest, because the more I think about it, I honestly think they can cover this spread even if Gobert plays, and if he doesn't, this is going to shoot up another point or two, in my opinion. So, I think you can get value on the Pacers right now at 1.5 or 2. There's still shops sitting down there while most of them are at 2.5 right now. I think we could see 3.5 if Gobert's officially out, maybe even 4 in this one, because like you said, I mean, the Pacers are probably one of the best buy low teams in the entire NBA right now with the way they've been playing. And now that they're all healthy, I mean, that backcourt with Warren, Brogdon, and Lamb is really deadly shooting-wise, even with Miles Turner out there shooting threes, too. You got the nice inside-out game with him and Sabonis. Plus now, all those guys that were playing well while they were filling in for, those aforementioned guys are now coming off the bench, and this team's one of the deepest in the East right now. So, if Gobert's out, I think this is a smash spot. Even if he's in, I think it's still pretty good at 1.5 or 2 points, just because the Pacers have too much offense right now, and definitely one of the top 5, top 10 defenses in the league with everybody healthy.
Exactly. Yep. I'm liking the Pacers there with my guy Jordan there. What you liking on this game, Junior?
I agree with everything Jordan just said. He was at the last game, and I was actually pretty impressed with a lot of different guys in that game. TJ Warren looked really good. I talked shit the other day about the Holiday brothers, but they've been looking good since I did. And you just got to recognize when the team's got it rolling, and they can play defense, and they get Jeremy Lamb back, they get Brogdon back. Meanwhile, the Jazz, which I think Jay Money just mentioned, they score like 103 points a game on the road. So, that's not going to cut it against this Pacers team. And if Gobert is out, I'm going to be on this game for sure. I'm just waiting for confirmation about that. That's why I'm not on it yet. But for sure, for me, it's Pacers or nothing in this spot because, the Pacers are 7-2 in their last 9 games, and the only 2 losses in that span are against Houston and Milwaukee. So something's going right. They got something cooking over there. And I think if they can keep this rolling, like obviously they're not going to win 70% of their games, but if they can keep some momentum going when Victor Oladipo comes back, it's going to be a really dangerous team because like Jordan just mentioned, they had guys who are bench guys that got valuable minutes because of the injuries. And now all of a sudden they're like 10, they're going to be like 10 deep once Oladipo comes back. So You might as well get on Indiana while the price is as low as it is, as Jordan mentioned before, because the price is definitely going to go up once Oladipo comes back.
Exactly. Yep. You make some damn good points there, Junior. You have any play on the Raptors and Knicks game? You want to bring us into that one?
Hell yeah, I got to play on that, bro. I'm gonna tell you something. One of the best kept secrets in that most Raptors fans probably know. The Raptors haven't lost to an Atlantic Division opponent at home since like 2015. Like they've won like 30 games in a row against the Sixers, the Celtics, the Knicks, and the Nets at home, which is really fucking crazy. I'm all over the Raptors first half money line. It's part of a 3-team parlay that I got. I got Sixers first half minus 290, Raptors first half minus 320, and Bucks first half minus 450 pays plus 115. As far as why I like the Raptors, I think it's pretty obvious, bro. They don't lose to teams in that division, and I think that they're going to come out in the first half knowing that the Knicks, if you guys obviously pay attention to every game like I do, the Knicks have been kind of tough in a couple of different first half spots. So I don't think the Raptors are going to take them for granted. They got a big win against the Sixers in the last game, and they're going to look to keep their momentum rolling. And like I said, I'm always going to put my money on the Raptors against a division opponent at home until that trend, stops. This is like a 4-year trend almost going on right now.
Right, and the Raptors been blowing people out at the house, man. They favored by 10 here over the Knicks. Are you like the Raptors here minus the 10?
No, you already know. I just don't like double-digit spreads to begin with. The Knicks are a weird-ass team, bro. You know what I mean? Like, we've seen the Knicks hang around in games, bust spreads. They beat the Mavs twice. I've gotten burned by the Knicks enough times this season that I'm not going to disrespect them, even though I know the Raptors are going to whoop their ass. I just feel like the Raptors are probably going to be up by a lot, not really give a shit about the game anymore, and then the Knicks are going to keep playing hard the whole time, and who knows what's going to happen. So I prefer to just, I might even touch the Raptors first half, but the first half spread is even too much for me, bro. It's just too. I hate these high ass spreads, bro. I just don't. I don't want to get in the business of laying money. Laying money on huge spreads like that. So I'm going to stay with the Raptors money line in this spot. I am definitely going to look at a live bet, though, because I do see a situation where, like I said, the Knicks can go on a little run. They grab a lot of rebounds. They're tough inside a little bit. But ultimately, I don't think they got shit for the Raptors.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see the Knicks get R.J. Barrett back here in this spot as well. And if I'm not mistaken, he's a Toronto guy. I know he's a Canadian guy. I'm pretty sure a Toronto guy. So this is a homecoming for him as well. I don't really have a play on the game. If I had to make a play on this game, it would definitely be the Knicks plus the points off that huge game. But that's just my thoughts. What you liking on this game, Jordan?
Yeah, the Knicks are absolute stay away spot for me, and I'm one that I love the double digit spreads, just 80-90% of the time betting on the dogs, but this is definitely not one I'm touching for the Knicks just because I don't trust their offense whatsoever. And going into Toronto where they're like undefeated straight up and 6-1 against the spread so far at home, yeah, no way. The Toronto, like Junior said, is probably going to smack them, but then again, like they're let's be realistic here. The Raptors are still down 2 of their 4 best players. We have to be at least realistic. If they had everybody healthy, Serge Ibaka's already pretty much been ruled out of this game. Still, he's still getting close to coming back, but not there yet. So, I like the Raptors. Like I think I said a couple shows ago, I've had to do a complete 180 on this team since the season started, and they've really thoroughly impressed me. So it would not be surprising to see them just absolutely destroy the Knicks tonight. But yeah, the spread's just a little bit tough in this one with such a big card. You got 14 games, almost the entire league's playing. You really don't need to take shots on games like this, really.
Exactly. Yeah, let's go ahead and get into this next game, man. One where me and Junior were talking about right before the show. Like I tweeted out, if you guys follow me on Twitter, man, usually when it's a big injury, I'll tweet it out, man, and let you guys know, hey, this line was sitting at 6.5, bro. It's up, seems like it's getting steamed all the way up to 8 now, bro. This is a revenge game, Jay, man. The Rockets went over there and got absolutely smacked by the Heat by 29 points in a drubbing loss. The Rockets coming off 3 straight losses. I was on them versus the Mavs. they didn't play well in that game either. They closed it to 5 and then let them go on another fucking run. Absolutely pissed me off. Westbrook, stop shooting, bro. Please. If you need to get into the gym and shoot 1,000 jumpers or just I don't even want to see no mid-range jumper. You definitely need to stay away from the threes. Just drive to the basket and either get fouled or dish it out, bro. Please just stop shooting. If he stops shooting, they'll be a whole lot better team. And I hate when they take Harden off the court and Westbrook has the show, man. I don't know what's going on. I did take the Rockets here. I did take them at -6.5. The -8. It is getting up there. Like I say, the Rockets have been looking ahead to this one. All you hear, D'Antoni, Harden, Westbrook, all of them talk about, hey, the Heat went and smacked us last time. We got to get our revenge. You know what I'm saying? They're trying to avenge this loss. That's all they've been talking about. I think it was a look-ahead spot as well. They're looking forward to this game, man. They got it circled. This is a pretty big match. I know it's an Eastern Conference team, so it doesn't really matter as much in theory. But, I mean, Jimmy Butler's sitting in this spot. When I saw that he was sick, I was like, man, even if he do play, he's not going to be 100%. I'm on the Rockets in this one. I did get them at the -6.5. The Heat still do have role players. They still could stay competitive in this game. But with this being a revenge game, they went and got smacked by 29 points. I think the Rockets don't come to play here off 3 straight losses. They off a loss at the house by 14 where they played terrible as well. They've had 2 days off. I think they come to play in this spot, man. They're gonna throw everything that they got at them. The crowd gonna be rocking. I like the Rockets here tonight. What you liking, Junior?
Yeah, I took the Heat plus the points before I found out that Jimmy Butler wasn't going to play, so I'm pretty pissed off about that. That being said, plus the 6. I watched that first game. The Heat outscored Houston 46 to 14 in the first quarter of that game. They absolutely destroyed them. I just think the way that Houston, I think that definitely has a lot to do with the fact that I took the Heat plus the points here, because it left an impression on me. It was one of the reasons where that was one of the reasons, points in the season where I was like, okay, this Miami team looks like they're for real, because they play defense. And obviously scoring 46 points in a quarter is not really realistic, but they play defense and they got a bunch of different guys that can score. So I'm very biased towards the Heat right now. And even plus the 6, I mean, I'm definitely not as confident they're gonna cover, because one of the biggest reasons why I took Miami plus the 6 was Jimmy Butler versus James Harden. No matter what anybody says, obviously you can't stop James Harden, but if you can make him work, Russell Westbrook is not scaring people right now. And don't get me wrong, he's still a talented player. He can do a lot of different things, except make a shot, as Jay Money pointed out before. So if you're already struggling with your shot, the Heat are not the team that you're going to get off on. But anyways, we'll see how it goes. I really hate that I didn't know that Jimmy Butler was going to play before I made that an official play, but it is what it is.
Exactly, yeah. And that game versus the Heat was the one where the Rockets would look like they went out partying or something. They gonna, I think it's gonna be the other way around tonight, bro. I'm sure they got fucking killed all over social media, everything. They talking about Westbrook. I mean, they making people go and do studies on this guy. You know what I'm saying? After that game, as far as the cities that strip clubs are in, and the Rockets Houston got strip clubs as well, but Rockets don't come to play in this spot, man. After getting killed like that, after coming in that game drunk as shit, that game was over in the first quarter, man. I think we see the polar opposite in this spot. What you liking? What you thinking, Jordan?
Man, I was in the same boat as Junior. I was leaning towards the Heat in this one, and gladly I'm not in the same boat exactly because I didn't put any money on it, but I was definitely leaning towards it. And then I see the Jimmy Butler news, and I went and crammed in a over Goran Dragic points bet, because I think that was the next best thing that I could come up with that breaking news. So I got him at 14.5 points tonight on the over. We'll see if that line sticks and if it goes anywhere with the Jimmy Butler news. But his usage skyrockets when Butler's not on the court. Excuse me. So feel pretty good about that. But yeah, I mean, sorry. Justice Winslow's back tonight for the Heat as well. So that does help them a little bit here with the Jimmy Butler injury. He's going to probably, if he doesn't jump right back in the starting lineup, he'll still play pretty sizable role, even though he'll be on a minutes limit like they announced coming off that concussion. But that's definitely going to help him defensively against Harden. But will that help overall in the grand scheme of things? Without Butler, I don't know. Just because Jimmy has been kind of the engine that has made that offense go, and like you guys talked about, the big revenge game factor from the alleged strip club gate last time these two teams played in Miami. So yeah, I'm staying away from it just because, like I said, I was leaning towards Miami, and now with that news and the steam already chasing it up to 8 points, I really don't think I'm going to touch it. But hopefully, I'll get my prop bet on this one, get Goran Dragic 15 or more points.
Exactly. Yeah, we could definitely see it, man. We know he's one of the best scoring guards, especially coming off the bench. He's really a starter, in my opinion. But obviously, sometimes you got to move a player like that to the bench. You know what I'm saying? Kind of like Beverly, like Harold. You know what I'm saying? Lou Williams. You gotta still have your second unit to be nice as well, especially coming beat up on another team's second unit. Let's get into this next game, man. My best spot of the day, and I'm not scared of it whatsoever. And I'm sure a lot of people are gonna be against me on this one, but I don't care. I see a team that's playing well of late, who's been I think undervalued in this spot, and that's the whole thing. You watch these games, you see who's getting better here lately. I watched this last game. We getting into this Timberwolves and Spurs spot. You watched that last game versus the Lakers. If it weren't for LeBron going off, the Spurs would have won that game. I'm telling you, LeBron just took that game on his back, and I'm getting fouled in ones, threes, and he just put that game in his pocket, man. The Spurs, that game was close there. They were up at the half on the Lakers, the mighty Lakers, best team in the league. The Spurs gave them everything they can handle. Now they're back at the house once again. You got the coach, DeMar DeRozan, Rudy Gay, everybody saying, we've seen stuff. We're moving in the right direction. We're playing better. You know what I'm saying? They've made the change. They're taking Murray out of the starting lineup, put Derek White in there. They're playing pretty much with the same lineup that they did last year. Everybody's getting more comfortable. Another revenge spot is something that really I didn't even throw in there. I just like the way the Spurs been playing later. But the fact that it's a revenge spot as well, they lost by 15 already this year to the Timberwolves. In theory, I hadn't hopped on the first quarter and first half. I'm just on the full game right now. But I like the Spurs in a trifecta tonight, man. They're going to come out and play here against this Timberwolves team. I know they've been playing well as of late, but this is not their spot, man. I'm telling you, they did not play well. San Antonio absolutely owns them at the house. I like the Spurs in this spot, minus the short spread, open at 1.5. It's already up to 2.5, moving to 3 at some spots. This is the sharp play. This is my best play of the day. Give me the Spurs, man, in a revenge spot to bust up the Timberwolves. Any looks on this game, Jordan?
I was kind of torn on this game because I've been someone who's been fading the Spurs most of the year, but then like you said, they have started a little bit better with their starting lineup with Pirtle and White in there. I think that does help them because their defense was absolutely atrocious before. Now with an actual rim protector, because LaMarcus Aldridge is not a rim protector at this stage of his career, maybe 10 years ago, but not now. But Pirtle does help them a lot, I think, especially tonight against the Karl Anthony Towns. Gives them another big body and 6 fouls to keep in front of him, so Aldridge can expend more energy on the offensive end. So I don't disagree that they're playing better. I just think that the Wolves, and this is one of those 50-50 games for me. And once again, on a 14-game slate, you don't have to take a whole lot of shots on games like this, because initially I was kind of leaning towards the Wolves, and then when I dug in a little deeper, like you said, the Spurs have been playing a little better and trending in the right direction, even though we did cash a play on them on the Lakers last game 2 nights ago. So I wouldn't fade either team, and that's just one of those spots that's a stay away spot for me. I've thought about the under 2, but the steam going up a point here, that's kind of kept me off that as well. So just probably a game I might try to catch a few quarters of and not place a wager on.
Exactly. The Timberwolves 0-4 ATS last 4 meetings in San Antonio. Any looks on this game, Junior?
Definitely not for me. You did kind of sell me with your angle. I'll give you that. The look that I would go for would be the under. I see this total climbing up to like 230. It started at 228. Now it's at 230 in a lot of places. I would be interested in the under here. I know that Minnesota obviously plays up and down, but I think that San Antonio just. For me, the fact that San Antonio takes such a small amount of threes, I think they take the least amount of threes in the league. It's always going to be hard for them to score really large amounts of points. Whereas Minnesota, they tend to jack up a lot of threes. Recently they haven't been going as crazy as they haven't. But even that being said, they're like 4th in the league in 3-point rate. So they take a lot of threes. So if you're going to play against a team that's going to jack up a lot of threes, if they get hot, you're going to have to pick up the pace to keep up with them. And I just don't think that San Antonio is going to play that way. I think that for San Antonio to win this game, the way that they've looked defensively throughout the course of the entire season, they're pretty bad on defense. Let's just be real. This is not the Spurs that we're used to. I think that with the improvement that they've shown with this lineup change, I think that Pop, as a coach, is smart enough to know if they just improve defensively, even just a little bit, their offense is actually pretty efficient, because even though they're the ones, like I said before in the show a couple of weeks ago, that started this 3-point trend back when they beat the Heat in the finals, they had shot a lot of threes for that time. Like, you know what I'm saying? Back then in the NBA, now they've reverted to a team that doesn't really shoot any threes. Even though they don't shoot a lot of threes, they make the most twos and at the highest percentage in the league. So their offense is actually really efficient because they also shoot a decent amount of free throws. So I say all of that to say the Spurs are not going to win this game and score like 120 points. The Spurs are going to win this game and score like 108 points, 110 points. And Minnesota will probably score like something like 105. I think it's going to go under. I think 230 is way too many points, in my opinion.
Right. Well, excuse me. I'm liking the Spurs here. Like I said, I see people in the chat telling me Timberwolves will win. I told you people weren't gonna like it. Let's see what happens, man. We'll see you guys on Friday, man, and we'll see. Y'all know, hey, we'll see, man. I don't really, you know what I'm saying, boast and brag, but I'm all over the Spurs here, man. Let's see. Let's get into this Lakers and Pelicans spot, man, where nobody's gonna like it. No one's gonna like this, and I love it. I'm gonna wait till the last second as well. Everyone's going to be on the Lakers here, and I absolutely love it. I think we got a motivational edge here with the Pelicans. You got 3 players over there. 2 of them are questionable. Something tells me that they're going to suit up tonight. They want to play against this Lakers squad who traded them to fucking New Orleans. You see Ingram coming out today saying he was depressed and all that shit, who was still balling in L.A. If he comes to play tonight, which I know that he will, I think this whole Pelicans team will come to play tonight. You got the Lakers who – they reeled off 8 straight wins. This is the 4th game of their 4-game road trip. Last game road trip, always a weary spot, always a spot to look at, to, you know what I'm saying, be weary of. The Lakers not going to win every single game this year. I can definitely tell you that. They're laying 6.5 here on the road, probably close at 7, you know what I'm saying, after all the public hop on them. I like the Pelicans here, man, with the motivational edge. You got Ingram, Ball, and Hart, who, like I say, Ball and Hart are questionable, but something tells me that they're going to play tonight. And even if we just got Ingram, the way that the Pelicans been playing, they are a scrappy team. They like to run up and down the floor. Like, they're off 2 straight losses on the road. If you look at it, before those 2 straight losses, they had 3 wins. They were playing well. The Pelicans were, like, I was betting against them a couple games. They were taking my money. They were, you know what I'm saying, getting it together on offense. They pushed the pace. Like I said, I think that's a little bad for the Lakers here with this last game of a road trip. Fourth game in 6-7 days. The way that the Pelicans like to run a gun, they can score with anybody. I don't like the defense. Lakers obviously much better defense than the Pelicans, but I think this is a bigger game to the Pelicans than it is to the Lakers. Obviously, AD's gonna be getting booed. The Lakers are a much better squad. Obviously, AD want to go over there and get a win as well, but the Pelicans are a scrappy team. If you give me 6.5 points at the house with a team who's been playing better of late, who has the motivational edge, in my opinion, I got to take the Pelicans here plus the 6.5. You wait right before a game, you get plus the 7. I'm fading the public on this one. Everybody named Mama and their grandma and the dog is going to be on the Lakers, and I'm going to be on the other side. Anything you like on this game, Junior?
Yeah, actually, I'm kind of with you on this one. I don't have an official play, but I'm not laying 6.5 with the Lakers. I think not only are the players you mentioned going to be hype, I think this crowd. If I'm the Pelicans crowd, who am I booing harder than the Lakers right now? Who am I trying to motivate my team to beat any worse than the Lakers right now? The Lakers try to fuck with your franchise, if we're just being honest. They took the best player that you've ever had, probably the best player that you'll ever have, because he's a future Hall of Famer. So we don't know what's going to happen with Zion. Hopefully he comes back. They say he's going to be back in 3 weeks. But the point of what I'm trying to say is I think the atmosphere in that building is going to be like a playoff type atmosphere. The Pelicans are not going to the playoffs, so their fans are going to put on a show, I think, here. They're going to be in serious form, and I just don't like that angle for the Lakers. They've been playing well, but it's a lot of road games in a row to win. Like, you're not going to win every fucking road game. That's not how the NBA works, or any league works for that matter. So I just think that it's just in terms of spots, you can't ignore the significance of the Pelicans young guys being motivated, how much the fans in New Orleans have to hate the Lakers. They just have to. Like, there's no other way around it. And I think that whole atmosphere, like, is Anthony Davis playing? He's playing in this game, right? I don't know. You don't know how Anthony Davis is going to react in this situation. I don't like this spot at all for the Lakers. I would go Pelicans plus 6.5 or just stay the fuck away from this shit. Like, I can't wait to see how everyone's going to react in this game. I think Brandon Ingram could drop a 40-piece actually in this game. Realistically.
And I want to see that shit too. And I'm gonna let you go, Jordan. But I just want to say one quick thing. You look, they went and played versus OKC, didn't cover that spread, only won by 3. Damn near could have lost that game. You only won by 1 versus Memphis. Really, Memphis really could have won that game. If the Grizzlies can only lose by 1 to the Lakers, I know the Grizzlies not just a terrible team. The Pelicans don't come to play today. They got a better offense than the Grizzlies. Probably worse defense, but their defense is all about intensity. It's all about the mind. Something tells me that the Pelicans turn into a defensive team tonight. And obviously they beat the Spurs, but that's 3 straight road games. This is the 4th road game. I wouldn't be a bit surprised to see the Pelicans shock the Lakers here. They're not going to win every single game. They might run out of gas here. I like the Pelicans plus the points, man. Give it to me. What you liking, Jordan?
Yeah, I mean, you just said it. If the Pelicans defense doesn't show up tonight, it's never showing up the rest of the season. This is the motivation factor for them. 100% rebounding and defense is almost all effort, and they're gonna come to play tonight. I'm really interested to see if Lonzo Ball plays in this one because I think he's the big question mark. If he plays, they're going to push the pace really, really hard in this game and really force the Lakers to try to get up and down because that's something the Lakers have shown they're not that comfortable doing yet so far this season. They'd much rather prefer to play half court, stifle you on defense as much as possible, and use that offense to not only wear down your defense but help theirs out as well because obviously it's one of the older teams in the league. But also, if Ball misses, I think the under could actually be a sneaky value in this one too because I think that correlates with the Pelicans also plus the points just a little bit because with Drew Holiday starting at point guard, they slow down a lot. It's about 4 or 5 possessions per game when he's on the court starting compared to when Ball's on the court and he's not. So I really think that the total's been going the wrong direction depending on if Ball plays or if he sits tonight. But I would also say if he plays, that's definitely going to help the Pelicans cover here too because like I said, if he gets the ball in his hands, you know he's running a gunner with Ingram tonight, and Josh Hart looks like he's upgraded as well. So that's another piece of the puzzle back for them. A lot of things converging here. Definitely would not fade the Pelicans at all tonight.
Exactly, I like it, and man. Hey, we gonna need to deserve some credit, man. And see, we out of time. I done talked so much shit today, man. I couldn't even get to the 2 late games, man. I might have to go live on Twitter or something. I know we out of time. We got to get out of here real quick. Jordan, do you guys have anything to say? Do you have anything to say about these late games? Did you have a play on the games that I missed, real quick?
Just the OKC one. That's it. I took it at 3. It's down to 2.5. I like I like them plus the points tonight in Portland. I think this Portland team's still vulnerable, and OKC's been undervalued all year. So I took the 3 with them. Just small play. I'm glad I got on it though because it does seem like I got the right direction of it.
Sharp play, playoff revenge as well. Underrated play. Any games that we missed, Junior, that you own, or you want to close us out with some remarks or whatever?
I think we missed the Bucks game. It's I got the Bucks first half. I'll just be really quick. My parlay again is a first half parlay, all 3 teams. Sixers minus 290, Raptors minus 320, Bucks minus 450. The Bucks played the Hawks a week ago today. That game was a lot closer than it should have been. As a matter of fact, I'm pretty sure that the Bucks lost the first half, if I'm not mistaken. The Bucks average over 60 points a game in the first half at home. I think they come at home. If you watch Bucks games, the narrative is kind of always the same. They come out, smack teams around early, either in the second quarter or the third quarter, and kind of cruise in the fourth quarter. And I actually always let teams come back and fuck with the game spread. And I also got the Clippers minus 8. I watched that game last night. You were at that game last night, J Money. I mean, the Clippers look like the best team in the NBA to me. I think, and John Morant's questionable. If John Morant doesn't play, they're smacking these guys by 20, 25 points, bro. Like, let's just be realistic.
Easily. Yeah, that's it for the show today, guys, man. It'll be interesting to see if Draymond Green is in tonight. If he is out, I will be on the Bulls minus the 3. I'm leaning towards OKC as well with my guy Jordan there in playoff revenge. We know that Dame was waving bye-bye to him. Well, guess what? Y'all not the same fucking team this year. OKC is better than y'all. Play a whole lot more defense than you guys. But it is Carmelo revenge game as well versus OKC. But I like OKC in that spot. Hadn't taken it yet. I'm leaning towards the Wizards there. I like them more early because it is a back-to-back coming from Denver. But I think they can stay within those those points versus Phoenix. Rubio is back tonight, but the Suns do not look like the same team they did early in the year. I'm all over the Pelicans tonight, plus a 6.5. You see it moving down to 6 with 74% of the public on the Lakers. You can't tell me I'm not sharp, man. And I'm on the Spurs minus a 2.5. That one's moving up to 3 as well. I got on the Rockets at minus 6.5. It's up to 8 now. I'm with my guy Junior. If Ja Morant doesn't play, I'll be on the Clippers once again. I'm leaning towards the Knicks. I'm not going to take it. I like the Pacers as well. And that's it, man. I like the Celtics as well, man, to bust up these Nets, and I'm still liking the under even after their drop, man. We appreciate you guys for tuning in at Jam with J Money. Y'all hit that like button. Let's get some cash. No show tomorrow, no NBA games. We will be back Friday. Leche, A-Los Bookmakers.